We're here again at Birmingham View Live on location at Old Car Heaven, talking to another very talented artist here in Birmingham, but actually he's more well known in the UK, but we're going to work to change that here. I'm really, really excited to have such a renowned artist in our studio here to talk to us about his music, and we have Mr. Carmichael. One name, what?
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
I appreciate you coming, man.
All right.
Tell us a little bit about your status in the UK a little bit.
The status in the UK, currently my album is #1. I thank God for that.
Yes, hallelujah.
It's an amazing story of how that came about. When I was just, fiddling around on the internet, and I launched my CD on a site called cdbaby.com.
Mm-hmm.
It cost me $55 to do it, and I was contemplating doing that because I'm like, I don't know. But I did it and put my CD on there, and this was years ago. What happened was a distributor from the UK contacted me via email and asked me to sell in bulk to him, and he didn't want to pay the retail cost, so I thought it was a scam or whatever. I said, what do you want? But we negotiated a price, and he instantly bought 200 CDs for one of my previous projects, and ever since then I just built that relationship with him, and wound up eventually going over to the UK and promoting myself because of what he had, the groundwork that he had already established. It made it a lot easier for me. He introduced me to 13 radio stations.
Wow.
That gave me a voice. They gave me the opportunity to speak to the masses. I never had to sing one time live. It was all about just verbalizing who I was over the airwaves and putting a name and a face to the music that people are already buying. And that's how it happened.
So tell me, so why is it so hard to happen here in the U.S. and in particular in Birmingham? Why do you think it's that?
As I stated, someone brought me over there and introduced me to people on the airwaves. Here, you just can't do that. I mean, it's so much red tape and it's so much.
Yeah, it's very corporate. I mean, everything is already pre-programmed. There's not a whole lot of creativity with that. And I think that's trying to change a little bit, but there's not much you can do about it.
There's not much you can do, but there is now. It's called the World Wide Web. It's called YouTube. It's called Facebook. It's called
MySpace,
social networking
so
sites. Yeah, so it's becoming more of a level playing field for the independent and the major artists now.
So as far as it being discovered, well, let me go back a little bit further. How did you get started with this? How did you know that this is a career that you wanted to pursue?
Wow, because I was a bona fide athlete.
Yeah, you got the kind of football physique here.
Yeah, people that know me from West End High School, shout out.
Shout out West End.
I was being recruited for the pros straight from high school.
Really?
And,
what position you play?
I played defensive tackle.
Okay.
And I was good. But things work out for a reason. I didn't make that transition to the pros, but while in college, I started to do lip singing contests.
Lip syncing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one time, the choir director was a judge, and he was like, I sat in the front row and I heard you singing over the track, and he said, you sound pretty good. You need to try to be a singer.
And what college is this? We go and give another shout out.
Miles College.
Miles College. That's
right.
French.
That's right.
Shout out to Miles College.
That's right.
So somebody at Miles College encouraged you to actually
start singing. Yeah, and I did. I started singing real subtly, and as my confidence grew, the music got better. I started writing. I developed my skill as a writer. I mean, I think when it's your purpose and your passion, you pick it up very quickly. It's like something that, even though I had never done it before, it just came so naturally. And so I started singing in college.
Yeah.
I know most people say I started singing when I was 2. And it wasn't like that for me. I started singing as a freshman in college.
You did.
And it just grew from that point.
So at what point then did you decide that this singing thing that I'm going to do is a hobby or this good, and how did you decide to make that into a career?
I think the emotional aspect determined it for me. It's just how I felt when I did it. It was so natural and it was so pure, and it not only moved me, but it moved others, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something that I didn't just benefit from, but others did as well.
Yeah.
So I chose that because it chose me first.
It chose you, okay.
Yeah. So I never look back. I mean, music is what I'll be doing, and if we're filming this 50 years from now, I'll still be singing.
You'll still be singing? Well, let me ask you this. You ended up having to leave Birmingham, and you went to, I think, Atlanta.
Yes.
What was it about Atlanta that nurtured your talent more so than Birmingham did?
It wasn't actually Atlanta that nurtured my talent. It was the hunger and the progressiveness of the people. I wanted to be in the midst of people that was moving and people that was shaking, you know, towards their independent dreams, so to speak. And so in the midst of being in that crowd, it kind of shook me up and kept me encouraged to pursue my entrepreneurial dream.
Because you were with other people who were doing the same thing.
Yeah, not just musically, but they probably started their own business doing hair or whatever. But there's so many entrepreneurs in Atlanta in one consolidated metro area that it's easy to just meet people with like minds. We may not be going to the same place, but headed in the same direction, so to speak. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the music that we're going to hear later on today, later on the show, that you're going to be playing for at the live performance.
It's just good old R&B music. It's R&B with substance. R&B music that the lyrical contents are relevant to everyday life. It's not talking about wasting money and girls and clothes.
The stuff that's on the radio right now.
Yes, I don't do infomercials.
Okay. For Cristal.
I don't do free advertisements. So
okay.
No, my music is about life and about encouraging and nurturing relationships, and it's a voice for people that otherwise don't have a voice when it comes to romance and love. Because I learned from like Luther and Mays and Stevie.
How old did you say you were?
I'm young.
He's young enough to know the good stuff.
That's right.
And there's still pretty many people going out there. There's so much more we could talk about, but we're going to have to get you up on that. In terms of marketing, there's one more thing I want to ask in terms of marketing. You know, we know the Beyoncés, we know the Maxwells. You know, how do you get your name out there in the sense that people get to know you? I mean, how do you level that playing field so that you can be known? And how do people in Birmingham find out about you? I mean, keep it simple. I'm sorry, we got to run out of time.
It's biblical. I'll keep it very simple. The Bible says that your gift will make room for you. Period. So if you act and operate in obedience and just do what you were designed to do, it's going to happen.
Wow.
Period.
Okay, I'm doing what I'm designed to do. I'm here interviewing Carmichael here. You live. And you'll hear more of his music right after this.